In this video today, learn how to tie-dye bleach. And after you've learned how to tie-dye bleach, just be sure and click the video link at the end to learn how to make this tote bag. Hi friends, Tracy here from the Sewing Channel. Forbes magazine is telling us that tie-dye and tie-dye bleaching specifically is right on trend for 2020. Well, let's get busy and learn it. Before we can even get to tie-dye bleach our material, we need to figure out what we're making. So we know we're making a tote bag. We need to get our pieces all cut out and ready for the dyeing process. For our tote bag project, I knew that I wanted to use those large back pockets on this pair of jeans. So I made sure that I stayed as far as I could away from them so that I would have enough fabric for the bag. Those big pockets will be perfect on the outside for putting a wallet or even your cell phone in. At this point, I'm not real sure yet exactly how big my bag is because I need to square everything up, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm laying them right on top of one another with the pockets matching up because there'll be one on both sides of the bag. So I want to make sure that everything is nice and square, and you see me fussing through this project because it is very important to do that. Nobody wants a crooked bag, right? Working with clothing is much different than working with one piece of flat fabric. The goal here, though, is to have two pieces of nice flat fabric to make our bag with. After I square them up separately, then I put them on top of one another to make sure that both sides match. Cut off any excess that doesn't match. This is probably the longest part of the whole project, is just getting everything to match. I will do one last check, laying one on top of another, just to make sure, and I think this one's a go. Now let's make the straps. I utilized the fold on the jeans and I ended up with 2.5 inches width of straps. Once we get our straps all cut out, we need to square everything up once again. Squaring everything up is half the battle most times when I do these projects. They look pretty good to me. I think the straps are a go too. Prior to tie-dyeing or bleach dyeing any fabric project, you need to make sure that your fabric is wet but not soaking wet. I find for me the pinch and twist and wind the rubber band around technique works best for me. The effect in the end I really do like, and it's really easy to do too. The more spots that you can pinch and twist and put the rubber band on, the more effect it's going to have in the end. And you want it to be bold. You just don't want it to be just a regular bag. This denim was so thick, it was really hard to get a lot of twist in this one. There's no rhyme or reason to where I'm pinching at. Everything is very random. Even though you don't see me pinching and twisting the straps for our bag, I did do that, but that is not on camera, so I apologize for that. If you're inside, open a window, and if you don't have a window, take your project outside. Here we are using 1-to-1 ratio, water to bleach. A bottle with a nozzle on it like you see I have here works best, like one of those old ketchup bottles or something like that. Be sure to also wear rubber gloves. At first, you are going to focus heavily on the rubber banded areas. Now, the bleach settles down in those crevices where the rubber bands have tied the fabric off, and that's what gives it that effect of dark and light. So you'll want to concentrate in those areas first. Remember, my denim was super thick, so even after 30 minutes of tie dyeing with the bleach, it still needed more. I still had a bit of bleach left in my bottle, so I even added more at this point to the banded areas. I found if you angle your bucket or your container that you're using up a little bit on one side, any extra bleach water will roll away from the fabric, so it's just not sitting in it. I waited another 15 minutes after this point before I took all the bands off. After a total of 45 minutes, it was done. It all depends on the type of fabric you're using on how long the bleach takes to take effect. And since our fabric was so dark and so thick, it took a bit longer. After taking all of the bands off, you are going to rinse in really cold water and then wash and dry thoroughly. The end result. What do you all think? Let me know in the comments below. I will use my new tote bag all summer long. Be sure to click on the video here at the end to learn exactly how to sew this tote bag. Until next time on the sewing channel, take care.